To the naked eye, it was nothing but an emotional move back home to see out his career by giving back to the club and the country that made Neymar into the superstar that he is today. After all, returning to your boyhood club is a move we see very often in football. Thiago Silva left Europe and returned to his first club Fluminense just last year. Buffon ended his career at his first club Parma, and Santi Cazorla rejoined his boyhood club Real Oviedo despite the fact that they play in the second tier of Spanish football. It's just a very common theme in football, and it's usually so sweet when players do it. But while we're sure that there's some emotional angle to this move, that was not Neymar's main motivation when he gave up about 40 million euros in wages at Al Hilal to return to Santos mid-season. There's a much bigger picture here, and we're about to reveal it to you today. This is the real reason why Neymar returned to Brazil this year. Now, it's no news that Neymar suffered a lot of injuries during his time at Al Hilal, which was why he played only 7 games and scored just 1 goal in 18 months at the club. Considering he's now 33 years old and had left Europe 2 years ago, everyone was simply assuming that he returned to Brazil to peacefully retire, but that's so far from the truth, and the clue is all right there in the fine print. First of all, Neymar signed a 6-month contract with Santos. If he indeed wanted to see out his career in Brazil, surely it would have been a much longer deal, don't you think? Now, according to reports from multiple reliable sources, the former Barcelona man is eyeing a return to Europe in the summer. He believes he still has a lot to offer on the biggest stage, and he'd like to give it another shot. But he figured out that Saudi Arabia wasn't doing him much good in terms of football, so he decided to return to Brazil, a place with one of the best footballing cultures in the world and an insane passion for the sport. It's also a club and country where he is loved and adored, so it was just the perfect environment to bring him back up to speed. In a video he made about his much anticipated homecoming, he said that only a club like Santos FC can provide the love he needs to prepare for the challenges of the coming years. So the message was clear. He doesn't intend for this to be his final destination. And it's interesting to note that while he made that statement in that video, we could see him in a Brazil shirt. So the message was clear to all who cared to watch. And just in case that wasn't clear enough, he followed it up with a message telling Brazilian fans that they all know what he means, regardless of the club they support. You see, Neymar has done it all at club level. Champions League, La Liga, Ligue 1, Copa Libertadores, FIFA Club World Cup, even the Saudi Pro League, if you want to throw that one in there. But he's not been able to replicate that success with the Brazil senior team. He did lead Brazil to their first ever Olympic gold in men's football back in 2016. But while that is commendable, it's not in any way comparable to achieving success with the senior team. And that's something he's not been able to do across his entire career. When Brazil won the Copa America in 2019, he was out of the squad due to an injury, so that's still missing from his cabinet. But he really wants to complete his last mission before he pulls the curtains on his footballing career, which is why he returned home. By the time the 2026 tournament comes around, it will have been 14 years since Brazil last won the World Cup, which is a long time for the biggest and most successful nation in football history. So, being the country's talisman and the national team's all-time top scorer, Neymar is probably feeling the pressure more than most to finally bring glory to his nation, just like Messi did with Argentina in 2022. But that's not the only reason Neymar returned to Brazil in January. This guy is trying to kill 3 birds with 1 stone. You see, as far as football is concerned, there are 3 institutions Neymar loves more than any other: Brazil, Santos, and FC Barcelona. He has already returned to Santos, where he'll be playing until the summer and helping them in these trying times. And as we've already said, he's trying to get himself ready for the 2026 World Cup with Brazil. And of course, to be at his very best level, he has to test himself at the highest level, which is Europe. But here's the thing. He doesn't just want to return to Europe, he seems to want to return to Barcelona for one last dance. It's clear that he loves the club and has some regrets about how he left, so he'd like to right some wrongs before he retires. And that's exactly why he signed a 6-month deal and taken a huge wage cut at Santos. Barcelona would definitely not be paying a transfer fee for him, and they won't be offering him huge wages either. So Neymar seems to be making it easy for the Spanish giants by making sure he's a free agent when summer comes around. But will Barcelona go for it, especially now when it feels like they have finally found their feet under Hansi Flick? What do you think? Well, if Flick and Barcelona don't take him, what club do you think Neymar will be joining when he returns to Europe in the summer? Tell us in the comments. Well, at least we know which club he won't be joining. Anyway, do you guys think all of this will work out for him? Will Neymar really be able to return to his best level and lead Brazil to a World Cup after 14 years? Or do you think he's completely done as a footballer? Share your thoughts with us in the comments.